know when there's like a minute left.
All right.
Sure. We got what?
A minute left.
Like a minute left. So like.
Left.
Yeah, I'll let you know when
Okay.
there's
All
a
right.
minute left. Guys.
All right.
hello.
So if
Hi,
you can start
morning.
telling us about the second season of Lore. What will be so unique?
You know, these are always questions which are supposed to be producer questions because we were not involved in the first season. We are not involved in the whole season. The second season is basically it's different stories from the beginning to the end, like Black Mirror, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's also totally different subjects, totally different times. His story is like 500 years ago or 600.
Yeah, 600.
600 minus was 1920, so it's 100 years ago. And what unifies all these stories is that they're really creepy and that they're very exciting, you know. And coming to the part the part I did, Orloj and Hinterkaifeck. It's a story about a mass murder. I play a detective who has been brought in to solve this absolute mess. You know, they're like bodies stacked on top of each other. Nobody knows what's going on, what happened, why did it happen, who did it, and it's spiced up with flashbacks where we always get ideas. You know, what could be the case, what's going on, and by the way, the case is not solved today. So here we go.
And you were, did you?
Which, by the way, which I like a lot because it could go further. It could be an audience quiz, so to speak. You know, like, what do you think? Who did it? What do you think? You know, we did that when we finished shooting. I was with the director. I was like, so what do you think? Everyone was asking everyone, and there were a lot of different answers.
You were a fan of this podcast. Did you hear it before?
I heard the podcast. I knew about it, but I wasn't involved in the first season. I don't know much about the first season. Yes.
No. I'm asking about the podcast, not the season.
I heard about it, but I'm also not super knowledged.
All right.
So, what preparation did you both do for your roles? Obviously, because there's so much history behind it as well. So, what steps did you take to get into the mind of these roles and the whole setting?
Yeah, well, we shot the entire season in Prague, and I'm part of the Prague Clock episode, which is the only one that actually takes place in Prague. So it was a chance. It was a privilege for me, honestly, because I could just get inspired by, you know, walking around those streets, see the actual real Orloj and make research on that. That was one thing. But then, obviously, that story was told in Prague. If you go to Prague and ask people about the curse, about the Orloj, they will all tell you different stories. So thanks to that, we had the freedom to create something that we thought was, you know, the closest as the truth is. And so in terms of the preparation, you know, you do the preparation for that. Like any other preparation, when you're an actor, you break down the script, you work on the character, you try to find what are the primal needs of the character. For mine, I based him on the survival mode. It's the story of two brothers, two Turks. They're hungry, they need a shelter, they need money, and they hear about this curse, they hear about this story that the whole city of Prague is under the Black Plague, everybody's dying, and people believe that if someone can fix the clock, then everything will get back to peace. So they come in the city and they pretend that they can do it. Then after that I cannot talk about it because I'm going to spoil it, but preparation was the same for any other project. I was just lucky to be in the place where everything happened, and that I used it.
Preparation for me, like anything else, read the script, learn your lines, and get familiar with the character. Nothing different. I did more movies than TV, and I played a lot of historical characters. In that case, it was not there was not a big responsibility, because usually if you play like somebody who exists, if you play like the Pope, if you play like some, it's you have a huge responsibility not to damage that people. Here, he just could elevate the story. It was not about being truth to the people, to the It was a big fantasy feast, basically, based on real facts.
So you weren't curious and going more for the facts to see what happened, or what you received from the...
Yeah, that was also subject of my episode, like trying to stick to the facts, trying to be truthful to the facts, trying to figure out how you put that puzzle together, the facts, But since no one till today knows what happened really, and couldn't figure it out and could solve the murder, we could go bananas, right?
What was the most interesting?
I'm sorry. That was the last question. I didn't want to interrupt you guys when you were speaking.
What was a good last word?